now we're going to be making the same bow with a wider satin ribbon. This is a number 9, satin on one side, matte finish on the other. So we'll make our first loop the same as we did with the thinner ribbon. Make our first twist. You've got your twist started there. Hold that down with your thumb and forefinger. Bring the other piece up, and you'll make your first twist there. So now you've got an idea of how big your bow is going to be. So then you make your loops. If I'm making a lot of them, if I'm putting bows on tons of plants, then I'll probably use 5 loops on each side. If I'm just wanting to do one decorative bow, then I will generally use 7 loops on each side or more, depending on how fancy I want it to look, how full I want it to look. There comes a time when you get a little too full where it's nonsensical to continue making loops. This right now has 6 loops on each side. It takes about 3 yards of ribbon to make a floral bow. Just a rule of thumb that it just takes, you can approximate it to about 3 yards. And so I'll go ahead and cut that. 7 loops on each side. I'm still holding all of those loops together, all the twists together in the middle. We're going to tie this one using a wire. So instead of putting the tail on the top of the ribbon, like we did when we tied the ribbon to the bow, we're going to make our twist and we're going to put it on the bottom of the ribbon. And then we'll take our floral wire and we will feed that over the middle through our fingers so that it comes out the other side. See that there? And then bunch the wire to the bottom instead of the tails. And generally speaking, if you use the light enough gauge, you can twist that yourself without using wire cut or needle nose pliers or anything. So this is what I have here. This is a bow. It's already wired. Go ahead and spread out your loops. Now this could have been tied as well, so you can use either technique, but it just depends on how you're wanting to use your bow. I prefer using a pick if I can, but when you're making a wreath, for instance, you'll want to put it on a wire so that you can attach it to the wreath more easily. Okay, and then once you have wired it, if something changes and you decide that you want to use that in a plant, you can go ahead and you can still attach a wooden pick to that. So now you've got a pretty satin number 9 ribbon bow.